let's talk about now the Ravens are talking about applying a non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar Jackson. They have until Tuesday to tag him, and what that would mean is, if they have the right to match any offer that comes in for Lamar Jackson, they can match it. And if they don't match it, then they get 2 first-round picks. That's exactly what it means. So at the end of the day, they could be setting the price for Lamar Jackson for Detroit Lions and the rest of the National Football League. And they really honestly could just, that might be the smartest way to get him under contract. Now, do he got to sign the contract still? I'm not sure. But then again, that will kind of tell him his market value, sort of tell you your market value, because, who really want to give up 2 years worth of first round picks? And the question for Detroit, would they be able to give up one this year and one next year? That would be the question. Or would they have to give up both first this year and be done with it if they did consider it? Which, at the end of the day, that's a big risk. That's a big risk for any franchise. That's a big risk for any franchise, and that's because his injury history, and then what you're gonna have to pay him. So, and they very may well not get nobody might make an offer. So somebody very might well be like, no, it's too rich for my blood. So I think somebody will make an offer. Now, if you say over and under 2 teams, I'll probably believe there will be 3 teams that would be interested in making an offer, at least. But 2 first, if you one of them teams like the Jets, and you on the precipice of of getting over that hump, you do it. Michael Carter, you get Breece Hall back. Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, they got some weapons. Lamar played pretty good out in the cold, being out there in Baltimore. Really well being a Florida boy. Defense there. You got a whole bunch of draft picks. I guess you could take that risk. Sauce, DJ Reed, Quentin Williams. I guess you could take that risk. You look around and say, who else? Maybe you could say make a case for Pittsburgh. Obviously they in the division, but you can make a case for Pittsburgh. You plug him into Pittsburgh right now. Najee gonna have a great year. He's gonna have somebody that's capable of throwing and running the ball. Defense pretty good. Might make the outside case for Pittsburgh. I don't think him and Josh McDaniels fit, so that ain't gonna work. Miami from there. Would the character be a problem going back to Miami would be a question. I heard the GM of Miami Dolphins say, well, we ain't scared to extend Tua. I'm looking like, bro, you a real fucking fool, ain't you? You need to be trying to find a quarterback, bro. Brian Flores was exactly right on Tua Tagovailoa. That's something that nobody talking about. He was exactly right about that kid. They needed a real quarterback. And the stuff that they was doing this year and dinking and dunking and all that shit, man, people caught up to that. He don't have enough arm to go to Buffalo and tear down, consistently, just to hold up. I think he got enough arm. I just think he can't hold up. That'd be interesting. You look at the NFC, I think it come down to 2 contenders. When you look at teams like Atlanta, Houston, teams that's in that, category, it's like y'all not close to winning. So it's like it's a backwards move for Lamar. It's a backwards move for the franchise because y'all not close to winning. So you giving a 2 first-round picks to bring them here to cover up deficiencies just to make the playoffs? If that, I don't think so. New Orleans, yeah, they got some cap issues there, but you wonder about the head coach. But, that's a team that, might be on the, president of doing some good things. They got some good players. Offense just was bad. But cap hell, I don't know how they can make that work. So Sean Payton got the hell up out of there. The quarterback, and they ain't had no great cap. So then you continue to go, and you continue to think, and really what it boiled down to is really Washington in the NFC and Detroit. Washington, I don't know if they're ready to make that commitment with them potentially about to sell. And that would hurt. That would hurt almost just as much as sending them to Pittsburgh. Because you're going right over from, Baltimore over to D.C. That'll hurt. But Curtis Samuels, Terry McLaurin, which I think could be one of the one of the best in the league, with a consistent quarterback. Logan Thomas, I still like the kid from North Carolina, Damani, over there, man. I think he could be good. They just ain't got good quarterback play. Defense good, front seven good, back end alright. They could do something special over there with him. I don't know what their draft conversation looking like, but it might be, I know Dan Snyder will pull the trigger in a heartbeat. I don't know what their cap looking like, but I know he pulled the trigger in a heartbeat for that. He loved black quarterbacks. But with him being forced to sell, maybe not so much. And then you go to Detroit. One thing about Washington, Detroit too, it ain't no real strong leader in the NFC. I think as strong as it gets is the 49ers, because Philadelphia about to pay Hurts and lose a lot of talent around them on both sides of the football. So it's going to be more on Hurts' shoulders this year, and then you got the Super Bowl hangover. And you look at Detroit, a lot of people, like what they doing. Dan Campbell, I seen he was the leading candidate to win head coach of the year next year. But you really could separate yourself. It's a win-now situation. You put him in this offense, even without the 2 first-round picks this year. You put him in this offense, and it's like, you ready to take off. Honestly. Maybe need to add a back that you can trust durability-wise. But, add a couple pieces defensively. You ready to go. So I think he'd be dangerous. It ain't no requirement, but if you wanted to go out there and really slang tickets, really slang jerseys, really slang primetime game, Detroit would jump right in front of the NFC in primetime games with Lamar Jackson, behind Dallas and Philly probably, maybe the 49ers. They will be primetime Lions. Like I said, there's some tweaks that need to be made. There's going to be some guys that got to get cut. You're going to have to find a middle linebacker, have to, see what happened with Jalen Ramsey. Find a veteran corner, but there'd be a lot of expectations. And then he would have to work. And then, I think Ben Johnson could put an offense around him that could work. And it'd be interesting seeing, what he'd be able to install with Lamar Jackson. But if you really wanted to go for it, you feel like you wanted to be aggressive and push the gas on it, they could. And if I'm Washington, I think about it. Yeah, I definitely consider it if I'm Washington. But so they could be asking for 2 firsts. And they could have set their price, so we'll have to see exactly what it boiled down to. If they choose by Tuesday to put the non-exclusive tag on them, that might be the best way to get them under contract. This is what you worth. This is but them 2 first-round picks gonna make it hesitant for. It's different than hitting the open market as a free agent and picking where you want to go. But we gotta give up 2 firsts, and we gotta pay you. That's a steep price. Even for a team with 2 firsts this year. If you didn't have to pay them, then hey, I don't think anybody would care about giving to first. You know, I think it'd be a lot of suitors there. But you know, a lot of people point to Deshaun Watson messing up that market in the Browns with a fully guaranteed contract. He never was no MVP or nothing like that. You know, so that's the crazy point about it. So that's crazy. And then, Josh Allen had to wait for his money. None of them other guys, but I think they all signed after Deshaun Watson signed that deal. So, yeah, Deshaun Watson, probably can blame Deshaun Watson for this. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Spotify and Anchor, excuse me. Don't forget, check out my main channel right here on YouTube, Goodfella TV for more sports, music, news, and entertainment. Peace.